Good morning, everyone. The last class we discussed about the harmonic functions, finding the harmonic conjugates, and the analytic function f of z. Now, this is the problem one. Right? Show that the real and imaginary parts of the analytic function f of z is equals to u r comma theta plus I v r comma theta satisfies the Laplacian equation in the polar form. These are the two Laplacian equations in polar form. Similarly, the Laplacian equation in the Cartesian form, they are dou square u by dou x square plus dou square u by dou y square equals 0, and dou square v by dou x square plus dou square v by dou y square is equal to 0. Similarly, yes, these two are the Laplacian equation in polar form. Now coming to the solution, yes, it clearly given the f of z is analytic function. Now I am going to suppose that f of z is equals to u of r comma theta plus I v of r comma theta is analytic function. If it is analytic, it should follow the CR equations, and here it is I am taking it is analytic function, and u r comma theta and v r comma theta having second order continuous partial derivatives, that is I am going to consider here. U r comma theta, v r comma theta having continuous second order partial derivatives, and yes, if it is analytic function, is analytic, clearly it is analytic. If it is analytic, it should follow the CR equations. What are the CR equations in polar coordinates? The CR equations in polar coordinates, here dou u by dou r is equals to minus 1 by r dou v by dou theta, and dou u by dou theta is equals to minus r dou v by dou r. These are the CR equations in polar coordinates. Now I am going to concentrating on this, right? This can be taken as equation number 1, this can be taken as equation number 2. Now differentiating one partially or differentiating one partially with respect to theta, with respect to theta. So here it is what we have, dou square u by dou r dou theta in the LHS is equals to, with differentiating one partially with respect to theta, keeping r as constant, minus 1 by r is also constant, minus 1 by r into dou by dou theta of dou v by dou theta, this is dou square v by dou theta square, right? Next, now I am going to differentiating two partially with respect to r, So in this case we have dou by dou r of dou u by dou theta, this is dou square u by dou r dou theta dou r is equals to, now with respect to r, now it is in the form of u into v, it is minus of r into dou by dou r of dou v by dou r, this is dou square v by dou r square. Next, plus dou v by dou r into dou by dou r of r derivative is 1, right? Since u of r comma theta, v of r comma theta having second order continuous partial derivatives, dou square u by dou r dou theta same as dou square u by dou theta dou r. The LHS quantities are same, so now we equate the RHS. So finally we have minus 1 by r dou square v by dou theta square. Yeah, this is plus, it is in the CR equation, this is plus, equals to minus r dou v by dou r square plus into minus dou v by dou r. Yeah, this can be written as yes, if you are simplifying, you will get this one, no, dou square v by dou r square, right? Or you take out the terms to the LHS, r dou square v by dou r square plus 1 by r dou square v by dou theta square, or write it that term first, dou v by dou r plus 1 by r dou square v by dou theta square. Now dividing with r on both sides, you will get dou square v by dou r square plus 1 by r dou v by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square v by dou theta square is equals to 0. This is the second equation, right? Now I am going to prove first one. Okay. Now I am going to concentrating on u. Okay, since the first order partial derivatives are CR equations, dou u by dou r is equals to 1 by r dou v by dou theta, and dou u by dou theta is equals to minus r dou v by dou r. From this, dou v by dou theta is equals to r dou u by dou r. Say this is equation number 3. Now differentiating 3 partially with respect to r. So dou by dou r of dou v by dou theta, it is dou v by dou r dou theta dou r. Already dou theta is there. Dou theta dou square v by dou theta dou r is equals to, now in the form of u into v, r into dou by dou r of dou u by dou r, that is dou square u by dou r square, plus dou u by dou r into r derivative with respect to r 1. So we have, that implies dou square v by dou theta dou r is equals to r dou square u by dou r square plus dou u by dou r. Now yes, this is already you have the second equation, or this equation, this can be taken as, if we take as 4, differentiating 4 partially with respect to theta. Sorry, it is theta, no? Or sorry, from this equation, this can be as dou v by dou r is equals to, from 4, dou v by dou r is equals to minus 1 by r into dou u by dou theta. This can be taken as equation number 4. Differentiating 4 partially with respect to theta. So in the LHS, dou v by dou r dou theta, dou square v by dou r dou theta is equals to, keeping r as constant, that is minus 1 by r is constant, dou by dou theta of dou u by dou theta. So this is dou square u by dou theta square. See, this is another equation. See this one and this one, and vr comma theta having second order continuous partial derivatives, so that dou square v by dou theta dou r is same as dou square v by dou r dou theta. These two quantities are same, the LHS are same. So equate the RHS. We have, from these two equations, we have r dou square u by dou r square plus dou u by dou r is equals to minus 1 by r dou square u by dou theta square. This can be written as, you take out the term to the LHS, we have r dou square u by dou r square plus dou u by dou r plus 1 by r dou square u by dou theta square is equals to 0. Or dividing with r on both sides, dou square u by dou r square plus 1 by r dou u by dou r plus 1 by r square dou square u by dou theta square is equal to 0. This is the Laplacian equation for the u of r comma theta. Previously, as we proved the Laplacian equation for v of r comma theta, imaginary part. Yes, this is the problem. When the function f of z, this is standard function, f of z is equal to u of r comma theta plus I v of r comma theta is analytic, then that function is satisfying the Laplacian equation, right? Now, next concept, that is Milne-Thomson method. I think this method is no need to discuss, but in case of the problem, in case of harmonic problems, suppose the real part of the analytic function is given, u of x comma y is given. We can find the imaginary part, that is harmonic conjugate, that is v of x comma y, and the corresponding analytic function f of z. We did in the previous class. And if v of x comma y is given, then we can find corresponding u of x comma y and f of z also. Yes, remember one thing in the previous, I think for first problem u of x comma y, what is given in the u of x comma y, just you are going to recheck. U of x comma y, as 2x plus y cube, 2x plus y cube minus 3x square y is given. 3x square y is given. We can find the v of x comma y and f of z. Yes, one of the student remind this. Here it is u of x comma y 2x plus y cube minus 3x square y. In this case, I taken the partial derivative ux is equals to, as in that problem I written like this, 2x as y cube derivative I have written 3y square minus 6xy. But when we are differentiating partially with respect to x, that is y cube derivative is 0. Yes, we don't get the term 3y square. The same 3y square I am taking and simplifying the entire problem, right? Just you are going to remove the 3y square term and check the problem. Actually ux is equals to what we have, 2x minus 6xy. uxx is equals to, here it is minus 6y. Yes, here it is uyy is equals to 6y. You will get uxx uxx plus uyy is equal to 0. Then the function is satisfying the Laplacian equation, therefore it we say that it is a harmonic function. As please check it, as I written the 3y square in the ux, same 3y square I taken to in the entire problem, right? You remove the term 3y square and you don't consider the term in the entire problem. As please check it once. Okay. Now Milne-Thomson method. This is the method for finding the analytic function when u of x comma y is given or v of x comma y is given. That means we can find f of z directly by using this method. If u of x comma y or v of x comma y is given, then we can find the corresponding analytic function f of z directly. So this method is very useful. Suppose first case, if u of x comma y is given, u of x comma y is given. Yes, if u of x comma y is given, then we find f of z, the corresponding function f of z. But you know that f of z is equals to, yes, generally the standard form u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. But the derivative also you know that from the CR equations we written f dash of z is equals to, we can write ux of x comma y plus I vx of x comma y. Ux of, that is partial derivative of u, that is ux of x comma y plus I vx of x comma y. Since f of z is satisfying the CR equations, you can replace vx by s. What are the CR equations in Cartesian coordinates? ux is equals to vy or and uy is equals to minus vx. If we want to replace vx with what? Minus uy. So this can be written as f dash of z is equals to, this can be written as ux of x comma y minus I into uy of x comma y. Say this is equation number 1, right? Since z is equals to, you know that z is equals to x plus iy, that implies the conjugate of the complex number is z bar is equals to x minus iy. So from this z plus z bar is equals to what? Z plus z bar is equals to iy get cancel, it is 2x. From this we can write x is equals to z plus z bar by 2. In the same way, z minus z bar is equals to x minus x plus iy minus x minus into minus plus iy. So x minus x get cancel, iy it is 2iy. So that implies y is equals to z minus z bar by 2. That means we have the real part of the complex number z plus z bar by 2 and imaginary part y minus y is equals to z minus z bar divided by 2i. Now here it is, if I am going to take let ux of x comma y is equals to pi 1 of x comma y and uy of x comma y is equals to pi 2 of x comma y. From this equation what I am writing, f dash of z is equals to, this can be written as ux of x comma y is replaced by what? Pi 1 of x comma y minus I into pi 2 of x comma y. This is same as pi 1 of x is replaced by z plus z bar by 2, y is replaced by z minus z bar divided by 2i minus I into pi 2 of same z plus z bar by 2 minus z minus z bar divided by 2i. Okay, this is in terms of z, right? If I am taking, if z is equals to z bar, what happened? That is the only real parts we have. That means we should concentrating on the real part. If z is equals to, put z is equals to z bar. So this f dash of z becomes, z is equal to z bar. Yes, this f dash of z becomes, which is pi 1 of z plus z bar. Z plus z bar is what? Z bar is equal to z, 2z by 2. 2 get cancelled. Pi 1 of z. Z is equal to z bar. Z bar minus z bar 0. That is pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I2 into pi 2 of z comma 0. Yes, if we take z is equal to z bar, f dash of z is equal to pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I into pi 2 of z comma 0. Now integrating on both sides, yes, with respect to z. So we have integration differentiation get cancelled. We have our integration of f dash of z dz is equals to integration of pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I pi 2 of z comma 0 dz plus the integration constant is c. Integration differentiation get cancelled. The required function f of z is equals to, yes, this can be written as integral pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I pi 2 of z comma 0 dz plus c. When u of x comma y is given, we can find the corresponding analytic function by using this formula. Just you are going to remember, you don't want to write all these things to find the f of z. Here just you are going to take pi 1 of z comma 0 and pi 2 of z comma 0. But pi 1 of x comma y is equals to ux of x comma y, no? Pi 1 of z comma 0 is equals to ux of z comma 0 and pi 2 of z comma 0 is equals to uy of z comma 0. Yes, if you are replacing you from the given function, you will get ux of x comma y and uy of x comma y. If I am going to take x is equals to z, y is equals to 0, right? Not directly, this is the procedure. You will get ux of z comma 0, uy of z comma 0. They can be taken as pi 1 of z comma 0, pi 2 of z comma 0. You will get the required analytic function. When you are going to apply the Milne-Thomson method, that is your question, right? Suppose if u is given, in the problem it is not mentioned to find the harmonic conjugate. Yes, find the corresponding analytic function f of z. Directly you go for the, you write the, applying the Milne-Thomson method. So write the formula, you can write the f of z. If we have the f of z, if you are separating the real parts and imaginary parts, the imaginary part is the harmonic conjugate, right? From this, suppose if we have f of z is equal to some function of z, that means by taking z is equal to x plus iy, yes, you can write the real part plus I into another part. So this is your v of x comma y, that is the harmonic conjugate. Is it clear? This is one way. Suppose if v of x comma y is given, next one, if v of x comma y, this is the direct principle. Yes, if v of x comma y is given, then how we are going to find the f of z? Second case, if v of x comma y given, then we find the analytic function f of z. But you know that f of z is equals to u of x comma y plus I v of x comma y. Differentiating with respect to z, so f dash of z, you have ux of x comma y plus I vx of x comma y. But v is given, we have the, when we have the v, we can write vx, the partial derivative of v with respect to x, the partial derivative of v with respect to y. So I am trying to replace ux by using the Cauchy-Riemann equations. F dash of z is equals to, what I am writing there is, since ux is equals to vy, no? Vy, and uy is equals to minus vx, right? In terms of v I am writing is vy of x comma y plus I vx of x comma y. If I am going to take psi 1 of x comma y is equals to vy of x comma y, and psi 2 of x comma y is equals to vx of x comma y, right? But same procedure, z is equal to x plus iy, z bar is equal to x minus iy, z plus z bar by 2 is equals to x, z minus z bar by 2 is equals to 2i is equals to y. After that put z is equal to z bar, you will get the terms, right? So finally what I am writing, this can be written as, here this is a same as pi 1 psi 1 of z comma 0 is equals to Vy of, after that procedure, Vy of z comma 0 and psi 2 of z comma 0 is equals to Vx of z comma 0. Right, and substituting this in this equation, let's say this as equation number 1. So we have f dash of z is equals to, this can be written as first we replace with what? Psi 1 of x comma y. Psi 1 of x comma y is same as psi 1 of z comma 0. Psi 1 of z comma 0 plus I psi 2 of z comma 0. Right, integrating on both sides. So we have f of z is equals to integral psi 1 of z comma 0 plus I psi 2 of z comma 0 dz plus c, which is the required analytic function when the imaginary part is given. This is the formula when real part of the analytic function is given. This is the formula as when imaginary part of the analytic function is given. From this you can identify the real part also, right? Or if you are not able to apply the Milne-Thomson method, directly you go for the previous method. Already we discussed, right? Somewhat better compared to that method, right? Okay, as your wish, but finally the answer is correct. Okay, this is the procedure. Now we are trying to solve the problems. Okay, some easy, right? That is the reason I am telling the Milne-Thomson method. If you take the problems on this, if u of x comma y is equals to x cube y minus xy cube plus 2x square minus 2y square plus 2x square minus 2y square is the real part of the analytic function, then find the corresponding analytic function f of z. In this case we go for a direct Milne-Thomson method, right? Solution. Now coming to solution, given that u of x comma y is equals to x cube y minus xy cube plus 2x square minus 2y square, that implies ux of x comma y is equals to, differentiating partially with respect to x, 3x square y minus y cube plus 4x. Uy of x comma y is equals to, partially with respect to y, x cube minus 3xy square minus 4y. Is it clear from the given u of x comma y? We have ux of x comma y and uy of x comma y. Apply Milne-Thomson method. We have, right, f of z is equal to, what is the formula here? Integral pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I pi 2 of z comma 0 dz plus c, where pi 1 of z comma 0 is equals to ux of z comma 0. This is very important. We have the ux of x comma y. Just you replace x is equals to z and y is equals to 0. Here we have this term is 0 and this term also 0. The y is there. So only the last term, that is 4z. Next, and pi 2 of z comma 0 is equals to, yes, pi 2 of z comma 0, write it, y is equals to 0. This term, second term and third term is 0. Yes, so we have x cube and right x is equals to z, which is equals to z cube. Therefore, from this equation number 1, from this equation, f of z is equals to integral, what is the pi 1 of z comma 0? Here it is 4z. Next, I into pi 2 of z comma 0, it is z cube dz plus c. So which is equals to 4 into integral z dz, z square by 2 minus I into z to the power of 4 by 4 plus c. Right, it is 2, which is equals to f of z is equals to 2z square minus I into z to the power of 4 by 4 plus c. If you want to find that is a harmonic conjugate, yes, if you want to find the harmonic conjugate, you can simplifying this 2 into x plus iy whole square minus I into I by 4 into x plus iy whole to the power of 4 plus c, and expanding and separate the real terms and imaginary terms. The real part is, this is a given part, x cube by minus xy cube plus 2x square minus 2y square. You will get the same thing, right? Plus I into something into, what is that? Imaginary part. That is the harmonic conjugate of the given u of x comma y. This is very simple compared to the previous one, right? So, this is one method. Next, another method, if v is given, how we are going to find the f of z? This last class problem I am taking, that is third problem or second problem. If v of x comma y is equals to e to the power of x sin y. Sin y is the imaginary part of analytic function, imaginary part of analytic function f of z, then find the corresponding f of z, then find f of z, the corresponding analytic function f of z, right? Given that solution, given that v of x comma y is equals to e to the power of x into sin y. But you know the answer, right? F of z is equals to, by applying the previous method, we have for this one e to the power of z plus c. I am going to expect that one also, right? V of x comma y as f of z is equals to, or first you should find the partial derivatives. Vx of x comma y is equals to, differentiating partially with respect to x, e to the power of x derivative is e to the power of x sin y, and Vy of x comma y is equals to e to the power of x into sin y, derivative is cos y. Clear? Now apply Milne-Thomson method. Milne-Thomson method to write. We have f of z is equals to, we have the two formulas. When real part is given, we use the previous formula, that is f of z is equals to integral pi 1 of z comma 0 minus I into pi 2 of z comma 0, where pi 1 of z comma 0 is equals to ux of z comma 0, pi 2 of z comma 0 is equals to uy of z comma 0. Here when imaginary part is given is integral psi 1 of z comma 0 plus I into psi 2 of z comma 0 dz plus c, where psi 1 of z comma 0 is equals to Vy, the first term is Vy, no? Vy of z comma 0. What is the Vy here? Vy of x comma y is equal to e to the power of x into sin y. Yes, here Vy of z comma 0 is equal to e to the power of z into cos 0. Cos 0 is equal to 1, which is equal to e to the power of z. Next, psi 2 is equals to, psi 2 of z comma 0 is equals to Vx of x comma z comma 0. Here it is e to the power of z into sin 0. It is e to the power of x sin y. Sin 0 is 0, it is 0 into anything, it is 0. Yeah, substituting it, for substituting in 1, yes, f of z is equals to, f of z is equals to integral psi 1 of z comma 0 is e to the power of z plus I into psi 2 of z comma 0 is 0 dz plus c. So here e to the power, this is 0, e to the power of z dz is nothing but e to the power of z plus c, or e to the power of z can be written as e to the power of x plus iy plus c. This is same as e to the power of x into e to the power of iy plus c. Here e to the power of x into e to the power of iy cos iy or cos y plus I sin y plus c. From this, e to the power of x cos y is the real part, e to the power of x cos y plus c is the real part, c is the constant, that is very small, and e to the power of x sin y is the given imaginary part, right? This is the Millet-Thomson method. When real part is given, we can find the corresponding analytic function. When imaginary part is given, we can find the corresponding analytic function, right? Next I am going to give one problem on this, try to solve it. Find the analytic function, third one. Find the analytic function f of z whose imaginary part is v of x comma y is equals to x minus y divided by x square plus y square, right? And you take the first problem also. Here if you take the fourth one, what is the first one? U is given. If u of x comma y is equals to, let's apply the Millet-Thomson method for the first problem, the last class first problem. 2x plus y cube minus 3x square y. 2x plus y cube minus 3x square y. This is the real part of of f of z. Then find real part of analytic function. Compulsory we have to mention real part of analytic function f of z. Then find f of z. You will get that is 2z plus I into z cube plus ic. You will get that one, right, by using this.